I'm here with Dominic Proctor, the president of Group M Worldwide, to talk about creativity in Asia. Is there enough of it?
No.
Again, what are you basing that on?
Well, I'm basing it on. Well, first of all, there's not enough of it anywhere, right? But that includes Asia, and I'm basing
or especially Asia.
Well,
I
think especially Asia was the point I just made, because on the evidence of this festival, when I've been really quite involved in a lot of the juries and talking to the juries of ones I haven't been involved in, I've got to say that the best work is terrific, it's world class, excellent, but there's not enough of it. It's actually a very limited, if you put 100 things into this festival, there might be one handful that comes back where you think, yeah, that's great, and the rest of it isn't. And I don't think that we've made enough progress in that regard in the last 10, 15 years.
We'll do a comparison. How long have you been looking at creativity in Asia?
15 years.
Okay, go back 10 years, just to give you 5 years to settle into Asia.
Yeah.
What is the snapshot difference? How much advanced are things? And
the better case histories are better for sure, but there aren't enough of them. And I think the other point is that they're not coming from enough places.
Right. Is there a geographical focus of what's happening?
Yes, there is. I mean, for example, in most creative categories here, if it wasn't for the Australians, then the program would be very thin indeed.
Okay,
in the media category, if it wasn't for the Indians, again, the same. So I think if you took those two particular countries out of the equation, then we would have a problem.
What can be done? Or what has been done over the last 10 years that seems to have had any impact?
Yeah, I mean, no, of course it has. I mean, because the economy's been growing, we've been able to invest more in the region. But it's that way round. The economy hasn't been growing because of marketing and creativity, I think. To be honest, it's been growing because the market's been growing. So the opportunity is that because that gives us cash to invest, we must put it back into talent. And here, like everywhere, the issue is talent.
I'm trying to build a business here. Trying to find the good people is almost impossible.
It's almost impossible. So you have to start from scratch and train them, right? There's no point in bringing in busloads of people from the United States or Europe. Absolutely no point, because that's not going to cure the problem. The problem is that in this part of the world, there aren't enough people, students, who know enough about our business, who are trained in our business, who are interested in our business, who have been seduced by us to come into our business. And there should be. There's no reason why there shouldn't be. I mean, so for example, I'll give you one example. In China, right, we've just done a talent show on TV, 10 programs, 10 episodes, and every week, it's like a regular show, right? Every week someone gets dropped off, and the guy at the end gets a job. I mean, it seems simple, right? But it's innovative, it's interesting, It's caught the imagination not just of those 10 people, but all the other students who've been looking at that show as well.
Okay, let's segue a little bit. You're saying the industry has to look to developing this talent.
Yes.
Let's look at this industry in terms of what the future agency will be. What are the characteristics of the future agency that will be able to deal with this talent and other issues as well?
I think the future agency will have a broader talent base. Okay, so I think you will be recruiting not just from colleges, but I think you'll be recruiting from studios, from television broadcasters, from editorial people in the print media. You'll be recruiting more from specialists in sports marketing, in ROI. In other words, I think the business will become more full than it is now of specialists. The trick for the agency manager, is to make sure that they're all integrated. All right, now that sounds confusing, doesn't it? Because what clients want is a whole bunch of specialists, but they want them to be in one team.
Right.
So the scientist is sitting next to the poet, and he's sitting next to the artist, and he's sitting next to the mathematician. And I think the real skill of an agency in the future is to ensure that they can integrate those specialists, whether those specialists work for the agency or not. I mean,
so pulling in
external
resources.
Yeah. If you can't do it yourself, don't be afraid. So open source it.
Okay. What other aspects beyond talent would you see in this?
Talent's the key. I think beyond that, everything else is easy. If you get the right people into your company in Asia in the future, you'll have no problem.
Okay. So the problem with creativity is a lack of talent, and the future agencies it will succeed.
Well, it's not the only problem, to be fair. I mean, I think there's an innate conservatism in Asia.
Okay.
I think sometimes some of the, should we say, older Asian corporate cultures are conservative. And actually, in that respect, the growing economy is probably a kind of enemy of change. Because
they can be lazy.
Well, they can say, well, we're getting rich anyway.
Look, we got 10%
Here
growth.
it comes. But what that the worrying thing about that is that when the economy starts to slow down, are your brands, are your marketing programs, is your creativity, is it going to pay off in the future years when the grass is not quite so green?
Right.
So invest now for the future. Make your brands future-proof now.
Right. Okay, so build the creativity and get the talent,
Yeah.
and everything else will take care of
It
itself.
absolutely will.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.